So I've added a index.html page, which I have over here. Standard stuff. I've got React, React DOM. And what I want to do, instead of having my server send this back, I want it to end up sending back that file. Now, we could end up using fs read file to end up getting that file and sending it back, but there's a little bit of an easier way to do this. One of the things that Express has the ability to send a file. And if we just attempted to do this like this, we could maybe assume, because again, we could when we end up deploying this application somewhere, someone's not going to open it up from the file system. They're going to get it from the URL. So here, if I just put in index.html here, and again, I'm using NodeMon, so this will rebuild. What's going to happen when I go to run this, it's going to give me a message. It's going to say, hey, look, you know what? You gave me a relative path, but you have to give me the absolute path to the file. Well, how do I get the absolute path? Well, one of the things that I could do here is that if I do a console.log here as my app starts, and I do underscore underscore directory name, what this will end up giving me is this will give me my absolute path. I don't want to hard code this because I want this to work wherever my application ends up running. I want this to work on somebody else's machine. So the absolute path is going to be this / index.html. And there's a little package that's kind of helpful to use. It's called the path module. And what it does is it helps us put together paths to get a file path. So this is not anything that we have to install. This is part of Node already. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to console.log path.join, because the path has a join method. And I'm going to say, take this current directory, and I've got a file in this current directory called index.html, and join them together so I can see what that path is. And now I'll see this is actually the absolute path to my file. And what I'm going to do here, instead of sending index.html, I'm going to do path.join, because I want to get that absolute path, and I want it to work not only on my machine, but on somebody else's. And when I end up deploying it somewhere, whether it's up to a site like Heroku or to AWS or that sort of thing, I'm going to take this line out. And now I've got an absolute file path. And if I refresh this, I'll see my horizontal rule. So this is just another thing that we can end up doing with Express. Express has the ability to find the file and send it back. Again, underneath the covers, it's going to be using the FS module, but all we have to do is give this an absolute path, and it'll help us find the file.